Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
The night surrounds you in your new home. Strange shapes drift behind your eyes on the shadowed walls and across the ceiling. You can't sleep. In fact, you haven't been able to rest at all since you arrived. Every time your eyes start to close, as your breathing slows, it happens. 5 knocks. Does it come from the pipes? A rat behind the drywall? Perhaps it's your daughter? Unsettled in this new space? No. You checked on her a moment ago and she was sound asleep. Whatever they are, they come from the walls. From behind your headboard, no matter where in the room you move your bed. From the ceiling when you try and sleep on the sofa. From the cellar. They always end up coming from the cellar. Could this have something to do with the raggedy old doll you found down there, hidden in a crack in the mortar? Your eyelids droop closed. The knocks are a part of you now. Can you even remember a night when you didn't hear them? A night away from this house. You know you moved here not too long ago. You must have surely slept then. The knocks couldn't have haunted your nights before. No. You cannot recall a night without the noises. Drink helps. It helps you pass out into fitful unconsciousness, fleeing the knocks. The bottle of whiskey, empty now. When did you buy it? Yesterday? This morning? As it slips from your fingers and shatters, you wake, screaming, eyelids peeled open, blood flowing across the stone cellar floor. Your daughter finds your body down there in the dark. No sign of anyone or anything having entered or left the house. The knocks are quiet. For now. Hi, a bit of a strange one here.
Proper weird.
Kitty.
Hey, I saw the opportunity. I took it.
Ha. So, we're still running around the UK sorting out season 2.
Thorough investigations require a lot of organisation. And there's only 2 of us, so we've been reading and researching for the last few weeks, finding house plans, electricity schematics. Oh, and don't even get me started on insurance claims with the word ghost in the title.
Anyway, while we were preparing for some pretty exciting potential investigations, we stumbled across this.
Marshall Street.
Yup, the Marshall Street investigation. Our very first in-person investigation from a few years back. Apparently it has somehow been deleted from our old hosting platform without us noticing. Not really sure how that happened.
I followed up with them, and they didn't have a clue. They thought we deleted it.
Not that we'd ever do that, mind. So we're now re-uploading it as it was originally released. Luckily for us, I still have the files on my backup drive.
We're professionals. Though I'm so glad we don't use those torches anymore. What a nightmare.
Oh.
Please tell me you don't still have them. If you want to spend all night staring at a £3 flashlight with a faulty connection, be my guest. Just don't expect me to call that evidence.
We can always just use the Ouija board instead.
Oh, is it too late to vote for the torches?
With that being said, I'm so excited to listen back to our first real investigation out of the studio.
The one that started it all.
I'm Aiden Summers.
And I'm Katherine Moore. Welcome to the Weird Side. Wait, just hold up a second. Okay, we're on. You were saying.
Oh, who's that?
Aiden says David has an idea.
A promising lead.
A promising lead.
A story. A real
A
spooky
spooky
one.
lead?
Apparently.
Ooh, let's hear it then. Hey, Aiden. How's it going?
Hi, Zahra. It's going.
Hi, David.
I've got a story for them.
It'd better be a good one. I suggested they come and investigate my department's library a month ago, but apparently it wasn't haunted enough to bother.
We would have investigated.
I seem to remember you saying not enough clear-cut sightings.
They just didn't. Children, focus, please. I've important news that's going to take your show from the 3 a.m. filler slot right to prime time listening. Hey, our last episode got over 100. It's not important. This is the story that's going to make you.
And are we ever going to hear it?
Prepare yourself. So, I have a source who shall remain unnamed. From your office? Yeah, but look, my source, whoever they may be, came to me earlier today with a story. A rather interesting tale. And I, being the reporter extraordinaire, keen mind, and great friend that I am, figured you guys might be interested.
We might be, if you told us what it was.
Oh, it's worth our time. Go on, David. So, imagine this. Fade in. A haunted house. Rumours of multiple deaths. Not boring normal deaths. Spooky deaths. Ghost activity. Lightning strike. Thunder rumbles. Extreme pan into the hallway. Slight Dutch angle. We're off balance. The whole audience is off balance. There stands the daughter, framed by the cellar stairs, staring horrified down into the bloody darkness. A scream on the edge of madness. Is it hers? Is it the cursed spirit of the house? Okay. There's this house. It's really haunted. They're making the whole story into a film. I can't say who's involved, but they're big, like blockbuster big. To ramp up interest in the project, the owners and producers are inviting ghost hunters to stay and carry out investigations.
But we're not ghost hunters.
What if you were? Wait, David, what did you do? Well, you chucked me their email, so I got in touch. Stuck your names on the list.
It even looks haunted.
So much for being objective.
You read what I sent over, right? The history of the area? About the Hellfire Club?
Of course. 18th century high society clubs that leant just a little too hard into,
Sex and death and magic.
Yep, that's it. I don't know. I think it looks like a normal Edwardian house. 2 up, 2 down. Pretty compact. Maybe a bit dilapidated.
Most of the local Hellfire clubs are reported around the High Wycombe area, one of the more famous haunts. It's right around the corner from here.
Maybe they're still hanging around.
Don't say that.
I saw twitching curtains all the way down the street as we drove in. You never know who's watching. Waiting.
Ugh.
Probably the neighbourhood watch.
I bet they're not happy with the new owner selling out to Hollywood and having all manner of folk tramping up and down the street all day and night.
If I had a haunted house, I'd definitely sell out.
Aha!
What?
You admitted it. Haunted houses, they're real.
Oh, it was a hypothetical. As far as I'm aware, my flat's only haunted by leaky Victorian plumbing.
To be fair, I thought mine was sorted for a while when David and I first moved in, but apparently he just likes to work late and keeps running to the kitchen for his power bar snacks.
I don't think David would make a great ghost. He'd be too busy doing double reverse incline tricep dips or something.
And too bouncy. You've seen him after a night out. Like every night this week.
Ouch.
So energetic. And every night out, if he doesn't bring someone home, he wants to tell me all about his adventures.
Thought you liked him as a flatmate.
I do. He's lovely. I'm just tired. The
House?
No, the recorder of the phone.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to bleep that now.
Shoot.
Better. Where were we again?
The Chiltern Hills.
Okay. Ready to do some expositioning?
Just one sec.
Oh, right.
I came prepared.
Okay. While Kitty sorts out her snacks...
Essential ghost hunting supplies, please.
Really? A whole pack?
We missed lunch.
We had a whole pack on the car ride over.
We had 1 pack, yes.
But what about second pack?
I always bring 2. What if we'd broken down and missed dinner?
That's not the... No, never mind.
Shall we go in? Looks like it's about to rain.
In a sec, we need to get some of the history out of the way here.
Why don't we move these to the porch while we talk? Grab this.
Oh, sure thing.
Built in 1913.
Built in 1913?
Running?
This is important context. We can't afford for them not to understand.
You're right. Built in 1913 by a well-off family who moved out of London, this house has seen an alarming number of accidents and deaths in its time, marking it out as a must-visit in the careers of many paranormal investigators.
Hence the film. I think they're going for the ritual murder angle as well, though even I think the link to the Hellfire Club is a little tenuous. It's about 150 years between the last recorded activity nearby and the house's construction.
Culty paranormal horror cells. So, there's a history of strange events here. Do we know if the current owners ever experienced anything odd?
Thanks for the lead-in. Yes and no. The family that lives here now have only more recently experienced ghost events and activity around the house, similar to what was reported by the previous owners, and theorised to go back to its very construction.
Back in 1913.
All the way back, maybe even further. This house has a story carved into its foundations. A story of shadows and echoes, amongst which lurks a dangerous paranormal force. One that is out for blood.
Maybe. What we can say for sure is that there likely wasn't much on the land before the house. A barn, perhaps small outbuildings for a nearby farm. And the first family to live in the house, the Monroes, moved in shortly after it was built. A family of 3. Father, mother, and their daughter.
And not long after they settled in, the father died.
We don't know exactly how it happened.
But we do have newspapers from the time that do some speculating.
In classic tabloid style.
Granted, but if true, they reveal some potentially disturbing information about the weeks leading up to his death. The father hadn't been sleeping much, or if at all, for almost as long as they were in the house.
And how exactly did they know this?
Well, neighbours had reported seeing him pacing around the house and grounds, desperately searching for some unknown thing, night after night. And he might have just found something deep in the cellar, as that's where his body was discovered. Both him and the room were splattered in blood like he'd been tortured.
Is what the third-hand sources tell us. I mean, they also speculate that he had business rivals back in the city, and debts.
Yeah, true.
It could have just as easily been a robbery gone wrong.
I suppose we can't say for sure. I guess the coroner's reports weren't particularly detailed back then.
Forensics have come a long way. They'd only just started to use fingerprinting a few years before his death, at least in the UK.
I guess you'd know.
Anyway, your ghost events. When did they start?
We don't have any concrete evidence that Miss Monroe encountered anything paranormal. However, with what we now know about the later hauntings, well... And a lot of investigators have sensed his presence all around the house, still pacing up and down the hallways, searching for whatever he was looking for before he tragically passed on.
Sensed his presence. What a load of...
Don't make me bleep you out again.
I'm just saying.
Fair enough. We'll see what we turn up tonight.
But Mr. Monroe wasn't the only person to die in the house. In 1953, the house was sold to George Hooper, a widower, who moved in with his 11-year-old daughter, Penny.
Almost immediately after they moved in, the pair start to experience strange happenings in their new home.
The classics. Odd smells, faulty electronics, strange shadows.
And knocking.
And knocking.
We actually managed to dig up a copy of Penny's journal from the time, and she writes about her experiences pretty extensively. 5 knocks. She writes about hearing them all over the house, but no matter in which room these knocks start in, no matter how much she searched around the house, they always wound up leading her down towards the darkness of the cellar.
Do you want me to debunk the knocking now, or...?
Not just yet. I mean, she was only a kid, so the strange noises in dark cellar would have been terrifying. And we know that she only went into the cellar once, and we'll get into that.
So, 5 knocks. What else? I presume with that, you're referring to the doll.
Yeah, the doll. So, Penny writes about these knocks for a few months, and it seems that she eventually tells her dad, George. He goes down to the cellar to see if he can find the source of the noise. It doesn't sound like he found anything obvious, but...
But he does find a doll.
Yep, he finds a rag doll hidden away in a crack in damp stone walls. He then gave the doll to Penny, hoping it would comfort her.
And she hated it.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone being happy with a gift of a doll made with human hair.
Which, to be fair, wasn't that uncommon in doll making at the time. But still, creepy as
Really?
Sorry, old habits.
But yeah, very creepy. And to make matters worse, when she tried to get rid of it, leaving it outside, locking it in cupboards, etc., it always came back to her. It always ended up sitting in her cabinet, looking straight at her bed.
We can put that to the test tonight.
As apparently they still have the doll.
Apparently. It was one of the highlights of the information pack the owners sent over. I thought you'd be excited to see the original doll.
I mean...
Not too keen on tackling a haunted doll now the sun's starting to set.
The chances of it actually being the same one?
can't be. Surely?
If it appears at the end of either of our sleeping bags tonight, it won't be around for much longer.
Well, Penny wasn't sure if it was the doll itself moving or her dad moving it back for her, and eventually she just stopped trying to get rid of it. But then tragedy struck.
Penny's father dies.
After a particularly disturbed night, she followed the knocks downstairs to the cellar door. And this time, she went down the steps to discover her father's body, blood painting the walls and floor. She didn't go into too much more detail for obvious reasons.
But this time, the coroner did. Eyelids cut away, blood deliberately drained before death. George had high levels of alcohol in his system, but even so, it would have been extremely painful and drawn out. Somehow, it was ruled a suicide, because all the wounds appeared to be self-inflicted.
It was awful. Poor Penny. To be faced with that, to lose your father like that.
Yeah. If it was sleep deprivation, I've never heard of anything so severe before.
I've heard rumours of sleep experiments going really wrong.
Wrong enough to peel off your own eyelids.
Maybe it was an extreme case. But Penny was sent to live with an aunt, and later in life, she frequently visited mediums and joined seances, trying to contact her dad's spirit to get an answer. If only it were that easy.
No. No quick answers.
So I think we've covered most of it.
And to date, the owners have reported hearing knocks, but nothing more extreme just yet. And, with that, that's everything out of the car.
Okay, let's get it in and set up.
Surprisingly mundane by haunted house standards, and it's not really imposing when you get inside.
Welcome to suburbia.
2 floors and then a cellar and a roof space / attic room, which we've co-opted as our sleeping quarters for the night.
The current owners have moved out to clear the way for the film set.
They've taken a lot of their furniture with them. The movie people will probably want to set things up their own way, though they did leave a kettle in the kitchen, so we're all good on the tea front.
Thank goodness. Okay, we're starting the investigation at midnight. It's just gone 9, so we have some time to prep. Let's go for the gear.
Torches.
Torches.
We can use them to ask and answer questions, radio to catch any other communications, like EVP. This EMF meter I got on the web.
Suspiciously cheap.
It was a bargain. Oh, and spare batteries, of course. Wait, Kitty? Where's the salt?
Oh, shoot. It's still in the car. Back in a moment. Do you want to keep,
Sure. It's just me now. Alone in this very dark house. Totally cool, totally fine, okay. The equipment, yes. We're packing a pretty typical ghost hunting arsenal. If you've seen any paranormal shows, you'll be likely familiar with a lot of the stuff we've brought. Most of which is designed to help somebody or something on the other side communicate with us. Radio. Ouch. Yeah, that's on. EMF. Let's get a baseline. Ooh, through the lights. Is that a good thing? No, back to 1. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Turn it on. That's done. Leave it for a minute in space to get a reading of the background electricity. Well, why don't we put you over here for a little bit then? And on the torches, Kitty's Bane. We need to set them almost to be turning on. And there we go. Oh God. Kitty? False alarm. Maybe it was the torches? Look at that. Nah. It's not really evidence, but I can say I really do not like being here alone. And yet we thought it was a brilliant idea for us to do our own little solo investigations. But that pretty much covers everything here, apart from the salt.
I found it!
Right on cue.
Catch!
Oh, that's a look.
Storm's really picked up, and I broke my hair tie. So, windblown is the look of the evening.
Kitty.
Don't worry, I brought a refill.
Refill.
I wasn't sure how much we'd get through, us not having done this before. It's a blend, sage and salt. And you're always talking about the protective qualities, so I thought, hey, why not combine the both? Oh, sorry, is that not the right type? They had Himalayan pink, but it was twice as expensive, and if we're just going to be chucking it away, I didn't want to waste it.
Well, it's not so much the type of salt.
Okay, so what then?
It's the fact it's in a salt cellar.
That's the genius bit. Ready-made dispersal. Give it here, come on, I'll show you.
Okay.
I'm banished! Oh no! See?
Sure.
It'll work. I'll stick it on the table for now. Did you take them through the equipment?
Yep, and I think I've set up a baseline for our EMF, so we're pretty much ready to go. So, our plan...
Our plan?
A colour-coded itinerary.
How else do you do it? First things first, we're going to be investigating Penny's room, the one with the doll.
That's where a lot of the paranormal activity often begins, where the knocking seems to emanate from at the start.
So we're starting there. We'll have our phones recording throughout the night, as it's our our only source of potential evidence.
There might be little skips and jumps here and there, as I'm not sure you really want to listen to 8 hours of us wandering around this house.
But if there is any evidence from our other devices, we'll let you know.
And don't worry, we're not going to add anything, so if it's 8 hours of us chatting and no ghostly noises, well, that's just how it happens. And it'll be a short episode. We'll have to review the audio afterwards to make sure we didn't miss anything, though.
After investigating Penny's room, we'll do a Q&A session with the doll. Alone. Da, da, da!
I'm not sure why I suggested that.
Great content.
It seemed like it at the time. After that, we're going to regroup and ask some questions in the kitchen. Another area where activity was reported. The weird smells and shadows.
You know what I'm going to say there.
Well, you can say it when it happens.
Investigation starts at midnight. Let's head upstairs and get some rest. Oh no.
Be warned, Ghost. I've got salt. You okay?
Blood.
Kitty?
I'm bloody soaked. The sleeping bag is bloody soaked.
Oh.
You've got to be kidding me. What are the chances? Oh, my bag.
What's the time? What's wrong with it?
It's soaked.
How?
I don't know. There's a leak in the roof.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh no. Aiden, in the notebook, our plan.
The colour coding.
I have most of it committed to memory, but...
I know you would have, but hang on. Here's my towel. Well, we're up now. Now that Kitty has had a chance to dry off, and I've just about woken up, and the tea's brewed, we're ready to start our investigation. Some of us are better rested than others. We're upstairs in the back bedroom, Penny's room, where, according to her diary, she first heard the strange knocking. I suppose it's a little too much to ask to hear the knocking on cue.
No such luck. The bedroom supposedly hasn't changed much since Penny lived here. The room's small, it only just fits the little cot bed in the corner, and there's this tall glass-doored wood cabinet taking up most of the space. What else? Forget-me-not blue wallpaper, carpet, one small window facing out over the back of the garden. It's cute. Did I forget to mention the incredibly creepy doll sitting in the cabinet?
It's definitely staring at us.
Lots of new people coming through over the last few weeks. Probably the most she's seen in a while.
I don't like it.
Hi there. I hope you're going to cooperate tonight.
Don't, please.
Oh, she's quiet enough.
Well, you've started us off now, so let's see what the doll has to... Nope. No. It's definitely staring at me. Right across the room towards us.
From where she was put to face the door. Anyway, she's got big button eyes. She can't help but stare. Maybe she likes you. Don't worry, I'm still up for going first as a test subject, so I'll let her know you're not interested.
On that note, we agreed to each spend 15 minutes here, alone in the room, to try and reach out and open ourselves up to any communication from any entity that might be here. Then we'll head out and around the house to see if anything's been awakened. We'll be trying to contact the spirits of those who died here, the entity which caused the disturbances in the house, and perhaps the spirit that reportedly haunts this very doll. The latter two might even be one and the same.
Let's try and get an answer to that. Now, what irrefutable scientific methods are we employing?
Well, for this first round of questioning, we're going to use these two finely tuned torches. Flashlights for our more international listeners.
Thanks.
They should be good to go. I put new batteries in earlier today. Just make sure you don't twist the ends too tight or too loose. They won't work.
Mm-hmm. That's what will stop them from working. Sorry. Right. Open mind. Hey, look at that. This one's turned on already.
That's probably us just jiggling about.
Right.
Remember what to look out for. Timely changes and consistent answers to the same questions.
I remember.
I know you do, just in case. I'll be downstairs in the living room if you need me. Just yell and I'll be right up.
Are you going to be all right downstairs?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay. Turn the lights off, would you?
Really?
Isn't that what they do on all the other shows?
Okay. 15 minutes on the clock. Good luck.
It's just you and me now. We've colour-coded our torches with tape, red and blue. I'm going to set them down on the lip of the cabinet, a good few feet away from me. Red to the left, blue to the right as I'm looking at them. That way I can't somehow accidentally influence how... The red one's just gone off. Was that you, creepy doll? I haven't done this before. Aiden probably should have gone first to explain how this is supposed to work, but, well, in essence, as the torch heats up when it's on and cools down when it's off, bits inside the tube expand and contract, just by a fraction, enough to either complete or break the circuit. And that makes the torch switch on and off randomly, making it look like the ghost is interacting with the torch, and, if you're lucky with the timing, actually answering questions. But it's really just physics. I promised Aiden I'd keep an open mind and try it his way. So, why don't we give it a go? Anyone that's here? Anything? Hi, I'm Katherine. Katherine Moore, here with the Weird Side podcast. That's weird with a Y. Do you even know what a podcast is? Well, you're being recorded, so if you do speak or whatever, I'm taking that as a sign you're okay with it. I'm here if you want to talk to me or show me a sign. You can use the torches, those things on the cabinet that are lit up, if you don't know. Anyway, look, if someone or something is here and wants to chat, can you turn off the blue one? Okay, we have our first action of the night. The red torch has just turned on. I asked you to turn off the blue torch, not turn on the red one. But that's fine. Maybe you're just warming up. Can you turn off the blue torch? The blue one. Not the red one, blue. That one. Maybe I screwed it in too far. Oh, great. Now the blue one goes off. Honestly, why am I even bothering with this? It makes no sense. I am talking to myself in an empty room. Round 2. Hello, otherworldly entities. I'm Kitty. Welcome to the house. Though, technically, you've been here longer than we have, so... Look, if there are any presences, poltergeists, or demons that want to chat, I'm here. Did you know your roof has a leak? Was that you messing with us? Hey, doll, feel free to chime in whenever you feel like it. Disappear. Come on, open the cabinet. Jump out and scare me. Come on. If you can't even turn a torch on and off on command, you can't be that powerful. Prove me wrong. I dare you. Nothing. Disappointing, but hardly unexpected. The torches are now just sitting there. They're not even turning on and off anymore. I'm going to try a simple yes-no Q&A. If you're here, which you're not, change the blue torch from on to off, or vice versa if the answer is yes, and the red one if the answer is no. Are you here? I didn't think so. Did you kill Penny's father? Okay, so the blue torch switched on. That's yes. And the red one has just switched on and off again. That's no. Okay, so if that's communication, that means yes and no. Maybe? Could you make up your mind? Did you kill Penny's father? No answer. Or no fluke leading to the torch randomly turning on and off. Oh, God. Come on, do it for Aiden. Is your name... John? George? Peggy? Margaret? Maggie? Oh, you like the name Maggie. Okay, that's a yes for Maggie. The blue torch has just switched off. I'm now sitting in the dark. Oh wait, okay. That's the red one, switching back on. So that's no to Maggie. Oh, how about, Damien? Willow? Sebastian? Amelia? Amy? Michelangelo? Jemima? Peter? Tom? Jim? Spooky Jim? Balthazar the Evil? Come on, give me something to work with. Running out of names.
That's time.
Finally. You want to come up? Well, this was fun, whoever you are. Now don't torment Aiden too much or we'll be having words.
Any luck?
Oh yeah, they were very chatty.
Really?
No, I sat here for 15 minutes and monologued.
Oh.
I haven't had to improvise so much since GCSE drama. I had a staring competition with Maggie. She won. You know, normal witching hour activities.
Maggie, the doll. You got a name.
Got a name might be a bit strong. The torches did their whole on-off thing.
Wow, okay. I'll see what I can get.
Great. I'll be downstairs, resting my voice. I've left the phone on the bed. It's still recording.
Any other activity?
I think you should go and see for yourself. Bias and all that. Do watch out for the blue flashlight, though. I don't think it's working.
Okay.
You'll be fine. I'll see you in 15. Lights on or off?
Leave them on. I don't think having them off improves communication. It makes for better TV. Everything looks scary and black and green, but as for an audio-only show, much more important to remove any iron or salt rather than turning the lights off.
If you say so. I'll leave them as is. Good luck.
Thanks. Hello? You may call me Aiden. I'm here to speak with you, if you're willing. I would love to find out why you're here, why this house in particular. I mean you no harm, I just want to talk. Are you here? If you can hear me, please touch those torches. That'll switch them on or off, and I'll know you're trying to communicate. Nothing yet. Kitty might have scared them off. GCC drama indeed. Hello? Spirits of this house, whatever might be inhabiting this doll right in front of me, I call on you to answer. Answer however you can. Give me a sign, change the temperature of the room, switch the lights on or off. Oh, if you're the knocking entity, can you knock? Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for answering. Can you confirm it was you knocking? The knocking entity, that is. How about knock once for yes and twice for no? Am I speaking to the knocking entity, the one that led Penny down to the cellar, the one that may have interacted with and led to the deaths of her father, George Cooper, and the original owner of the house, John Monroe? Hello? Are you... Oh, Hello? The knock sounded like it came from behind the cabinet, the one that the doll's in. I'm just taking a look around the back, and I can't see anything, it's too dark. Oh! I've just got the blue torch. I've screwed it in so it doesn't switch off on me, and it's just a normal light now. There's a small gap between the cabinet and the wall. I can just about peer behind if I press up to one side. Is that? I think there may be something down the back of the cabinet. It looks like a piece of paper, maybe card. I can't move the cabinet; it's too heavy. But I might be able to just reach the piece of paper if I just. There we go. I can. Got it. Ah, it's a child's drawing. The paper's yellowed and the drawing's faded a bit, but I think 3 figures. There's a kid, triangle skirt and pigtails. They're standing next to an adult, or at least a much bigger person, and a smaller. It's hard to tell. It's a really simple drawing. It could be Penny and her dad. He's holding hands with. He's holding hands with a rag doll. The doll, the one sitting not 2 feet away from me in the cabinet. It's all in pencil, but the girl's skirt, the dad's trousers, and all their eyes are scribbled in red. I don't like this. I hate this. I'm just going to put the drawing down for a second. Surely that can't have been Penny's drawing. So many people have been through the house. There's no way the cabinet can't have been moved or, I don't know, cleaned. He can't be. Hello? Are you trying to communicate? Are you here? Did you leave me that drawing to find? Ah! Oh, God, why now? Hello? Anyone there? Oh? Kitty? No. Be brave. This is important. All the lights have gone off. The red torch just went berserk, and the blue one's bulb just went utterly burnt out. I can't see anything. Look, I can hear you. I want to speak with you, but I really need to see. Can you just touch the flashlight again? Oh, God. I mean, thank you. These were brand new. A year's warranty at least. The bulb, the blue one, it looks singed. Lots of condensation. How? I'm sorry, I'm here. The light's not important. Are you the entity that's been haunting this house? Oh my, okay, this is big. What do you want? Wait, yes or no questions. Do you want me to follow you? Hello? Are you still here? I'm going to follow you. Is that okay? I can clearly hear knocking moving around the room, leading me out towards the stairs. Oh, the rest of the house is dark. Kitty? Can you hear me? I'm following the knocks, but it's actually knocking, clear knocking. Maybe it's some sort of poltergeist? They don't just start by knocking the walls and floors, and if it's the same entity that Penny wrote about, I've not seen any sign of things moving or any activity aside from the knocking, but unless... What if the deaths are more connected to the knocking than we originally thought? I can't believe it. This is happening. Oh! Kitty?
Aiden?
Did you hear them?
Hear who?
The knocks. It was so clear. Can you point the torch somewhere else, away from my eyes?
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Did you hit the lights on the way down?
The lights tripped about a minute ago. I was at the fuse box outside, but I think it's a power cut from the storm. I couldn't see any lights from the neighbouring houses.
They went out upstairs as well.
Yeah, a power cut.
Yes, but no, I was talking to... Well, something, and this knocking started, and it led me to the drawing.
Drawing?
I found this picture, a child's drawing, stuck down the back of a cabinet. I left it upstairs. But the knocking led me right to it. Kitty, like it wanted me to find it. There, did you hear it?
No,
Shh, listen.
I don't hear anything.
I'm not joking. I heard knocking just now, upstairs. It was answering my questions, actually responding to what I was saying. It led me to the drawing, and then led me out of the room and down here. Exactly like what Penny wrote about in her diary.
I didn't hear anything from down here. Just thunder.
It was clear. And then the lights went out, and my torches, and...
As in, the ghost answered a question?
No, the bulb went in one torch, and the other flicked on and off, but it shouldn't have broken like that. We'd
stress tested them pretty well.
Exactly. Tell me you heard that.
I heard it.
Hello? I'm sorry if you didn't want me to follow you. Oh, this is Kitty. You may have met her before.
Aiden?
We just want to talk. Is that okay? Great. Oh, 2 knocks for no. They don't want to talk.
Aiden, where exactly did the knocks come from?
From the wall behind the doll's cabinet and the wall going down the stairs. Just there. Then just now, above us, in the ceiling. Why?
Remember the plans we looked at of the house?
Yeah?
Well, there's a pipe that runs from the upstairs bathroom next to Penny's bedroom on the floor above us, along the floor and down next to the stairs, all the way to the kitchen outlet.
You're not seriously suggesting that all this time I've been talking with the plumbing?
It's a possibility.
They answered my questions.
We can't rule it out.
EVP! Hello? Did you want to communicate with us through the radio?
Can you turn that down? Don't look at me like that. I haven't touched it.
Something is trying to communicate with us. I can feel it. We're here to listen. Are we still talking to the knocking entity?
Confirm that you're the knocking entity by knocking once. Now, if you don't mind. See? Random timing equals...
Maybe it just needs a second or two to... I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't exist and we're scaring ourselves over nothing.
Oh. I am... I'm not sure why I am.
You threw the salt cellar.
I threw the salt cellar.
Did that scare it off?
I guess not. Do you want us to follow you?
Yes.
Okay, before we go anywhere, I am stocking up.
I'm not sure you should be carrying anything too expensive. You know, in case you decide to throw it at a ghost.
I was on high alert. Anyway, I'm bringing the EMF reader. Do you want anything?
No, I'll stick with the torch. I can hold the recorder and then you'll have your hands free just in case.
Good idea.
Wait, don't waste your time picking up the salt. The refill.
Brilliant. That bang earlier, it came from the cellar.
At least I know that you're here now and not down in the darkness with your eyelids peeled off.
I was really trying not to think about that.
Sorry. Here we go. It won't work. The lights are still gone.
Right, power cut.
We should go down.
We should. Should we?
This is ridiculous. It's just a cellar. A musty old cellar. There's nothing down there but dust. No reason to delay. I'll go first. I've got the torch. We've just come down the stairs into the cellar.
It's quite cramped down here, despite it being completely empty.
It's a good thing neither of us are too tall or we'd have to stoop.
Imagine coming down here as a child without a light in the middle of the night and... Doesn't bear thinking about.
There's a small storage space to the left under the stairs. And if I'm right, there should be... Yeah, 2 rooms. One leading into another to the right.
Into the first room?
Sure. Oh, just mind the step.
All right. This is where Penny found her father, splayed out, and it's got a hard floor covered in a layer of dust, and there's outward evidence of anything that happened here, though.
There's a crab.
What?
You're standing on it. There. Right there.
I wonder if this is the spot where, well, you know.
Where he died?
Yeah.
Probably. It's not a very big room, and this is about the only point where a grown man could lie down flat. There's not much space to move around. If an archer was hit, the blood would have coated most of the walls at this distance.
What a horrible place to die. Poor Penny. Poor George. Something feels off. I can't put my finger on it.
I know what you mean.
You do?
Well, not like that. But don't you think this is quite a small space?
I guess. Is it smaller than you expected?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a huge house, to be fair. Do you have the plans?
Casualty of the earlier soaking.
Ah.
I'm sure that there was a coal chute on there.
Wasn't it blocked off?
Yes, but wouldn't there still be an outline on the wall or, I don't know, something?
That is weird.
I haven't heard the knock since we came down the steps. Interesting, because there's no plumbing down here.
I heard it answer, though right now, here, I am not sure I want it to have.
Oh, at least the doll isn't here. Look at that.
What? Kitty, don't walk off, please.
The room's 3 metres long, tops. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, hold this.
Hang on.
Here, come and have a look at this.
That's... okay. Kitty is gesturing to one of the side walls, and now she's giving me a look.
Yes, it's a pretty good job, wouldn't you say?
I suppose. But these sort of houses are still standing all over the country. They're built to last back then.
Exactly. But if we turn to this wall, this is a cheap job. The mortar's completely loose, and I think I can even...
Oh, it was built at a different time, after the original cellar.
Mm-hmm.
So, what, they walled off this part of the cellar?
I knew it was bigger on the plans.
Kitty, you're going to break it.
I was already loose, I'm just giving it a little wiggle. Aha! Hold this, I can't quite...
Can you see anything? What's... Oh!
Aiden, you gave me a heart attack.
It's...
Are you okay?
It's the brick. It's covered in...
It's quite black. Soot. The hidden coal chute.
No, not quite. It's covered in markings. These are sigils. Witch marks.
Oh, that's not all. Aiden, you're going to want to see this.
Am I?
I've just found the rest of the cellar, and there's a bricked-in archway.
What? Where?
On the opposite wall. It's covered in symbols, scratches. What are those? What do you call them? Witch marks? Take a look.
What? Witch marks? No. Shine the light up a bit. There, stop. No, those aren't witch marks. See, they're not the same kind of symbols. Anyway, they look all scratched out. Oh, no. Kitty?
Yeah?
What's that staining all over the floor?
Shove over. On the lower bits of the walls?
Mm-hmm.
It's not blood. Could be flood damage. These sorts of cellars get flooded all the time.
You're saying that even after a man died in this room?
Not on that side of the room. There's hardly any staining on this side. I bet the owners blocked it off after a particularly bad flood. I mean, maybe the film crews started set construction early.
Ah! Oh, what the hell? Where?
Upstairs! Our stuff! I swear if the roof was ruined, I'll gear even...
Wait for me, please! Not funny. We need...
Take out pizza.
No, I don't need pizza. I need holy water.
I don't think they deliver that.
David, please. The church, down the road from us. Surely they'll have some.
Wait, hold on. Are you actually serious?
Yes, I'm serious. We need it.
Well,
Aiden,
God
come
loves
on.
heathens
Why
like
are you
us
on the
around
phone?
3 a.m, I guess. The priest has to be
I'm
as well.
getting us holy water.
Sounds like it's going really
That's
well.
not a-
I will not let you down. I'll get you that holy water, Aiden. I've never woken up a vicar before.
David!
Later.
Oh.
Kitty?
Huh.
No.
It's just fallen out of the cabinet.
Uh-huh. The creepy, haunted doll fell out of the locked cabinet as we were investigating and heard knocks.
We don't know that the cabinet was locked, and we're right in the middle of a storm.
That's not going to knock the doll out of the cabinet. The storm's passing anyway. It sounds miles off.
You said you found the drawing down the back of the cabinet. Could you have nudged it, moved it?
I don't know.
Okay, yes, it's creepy, but we have to keep a level head.
Can we just maybe ignore the doll for a bit and just
get our stuff down to the front hallway. I don't like it up here.
You didn't like it in the cellar.
Yes, I cannot like it anywhere in the house. Nearest the door is the safest place right now.
We'll camp out in the kitchen. I'll check the breakers again, and maybe the power cut's over and we can get some caffeine. I'm exhausted. Shall I put her back?
No! No.
We made it out of the house, largely unscathed.
I don't think you've ever looked so relieved to see the dawn.
I couldn't wait to be out of the house, if I'm honest. It was awful.
The power came back on at about 4:30, and David came careening up the drive at 6 on the dot.
He actually found holy water.
Well, when Aiden splashed it all over the front door, and himself, no evil spirits fled the house, so jury's out.
I felt better.
Then that's what counts. We recorded all our time in the house, as promised, but nothing else happened after the event with the cabinet.
The house was quiet.
We went downstairs. Aiden got as close as he could to the front door without actually sitting on the porch, and we waited. I may have fallen asleep again sometime around 5.
I don't know how you could go back to sleep after what we experienced.
I can sleep anywhere. It's my superpower. Except for planes.
We handed the keys back to the owner that morning and apologised for the mess. They were surprisingly okay with it.
Well, we got evidence, didn't we?
Yeah, we got evidence.
And trauma.
One word for it.
Okay, let's work through each piece in turn, least to most compelling.
Where would you put torches on there?
Do you even have to ask?
Let's start with them then.
That'll be quick.
Okay, so you didn't have much luck getting concrete communication with them in your isolation session?
No, none of the responses were correct or really even timely. And torches have been disproven multiple times.
Also, Spooky Jim? Balthazar?
I'll tell you what I told the doll. I ran out of names and they were giving me nothing to work with. We had a solid 7.5 minutes of me name calling.
Which I had to edit out, but also listen closely to several times to see if there were any hidden knocks.
You're welcome. Can we scratch torches off the list yet?
Okay, but what about my experiences with them? One torch blowing its bulb. They shouldn't do that, no.
Unusual, but not unheard of. Could be a faulty bulb. And you said yourself there was condensation. It could have gotten wet in the incident.
They were in my pack the whole time. Nowhere near the sodden mess of sleeping bag on your side of the room.
Still not solid enough to put on the list.
Well, people can keep that piece of info in mind when we go over the next few bits of evidence.
I'm sure that their logical minds will do with it what any rational person should. And discount it. Now, do you want to talk about the knocks and the radio together?
Let's go with the radio and the EMF, seeing as they both ended up being equally disappointing.
The radio switched on by itself, as you heard. Aiden thought...
EVP, yeah, it was spooky.
But we checked the recording and nothing.
I spent hours combing over that audio.
He's not lying. Multiple hours.
I was excited. Could you imagine? Actual EVP voices? It would be perfect.
It would be an experience.
But yes, after going through the audio repeatedly, there's no EVP when the radio's playing. Bar a little crackle on the phone recording when we go down into the cellar, but even I think that's just static.
And nothing on the EMF.
Yeah. I'm beginning to wonder if I should have sprung for the more expensive model.
You got your money's worth, that's for sure.
Maybe something to figure out more with later investigations.
Sure. On to the more... I hesitate to use the word compelling here, but...
Yes, the knocks, bangs, and general activity in the house.
I didn't hear anything in my solo investigation.
Perhaps you were just warming them up.
That's me, the curtain opener.
So maybe when I got in with a more open mind, they managed to make themselves known.
My mind was open. I really tried, Aiden, I promise.
I know, I'm sorry.
I played good cop, bad cop, and all.
Can I be bad cop next time?
You can.
Yes.
Back on track.
There were several cases of immediate and cognizant response to a question.
Points in your favour. And, true to the stories, the knocks did lead us down from Penny's bedroom to the cellar.
That is true.
Ooh, I've just thought of something we should have done.
Oh?
We should have set up recorders around the house. We don't know that the knocks weren't happening elsewhere.
And more chances for EVP to be captured.
If that's what you want out of it.
It is, very much so.
Is now a good time to bring up the drawing you found?
Yeah, I could have sworn that I put it on the bed, but when we looked, it wasn't there. I checked. Ah!
Recognise this? I found it in the kit box.
That's the drawing.
Yes. I didn't put it there. Did you?
No, I don't think so.
I think I would have remembered handling a clearly cursed image of bloody death.
That's what I thought. For our listeners, I had to cut all our kit downstairs because someone wouldn't go back upstairs.
Hey, I took everything out to the car in the rain.
Fair's fair. I didn't mind. I thought I'd just check. Finding the drawing in our kit is strange then.
Even looking at it now.
I might get it framed, you know. Like a memento of our first ghost hunt. Hang it right there.
Hang it in your house if you want to, not in the recording studio.
Done. I need to brighten the place up a bit. Could David have slipped it in the bag? As a joke?
We didn't mention anything like that to him. He didn't go in the house, and all of our stuff was pretty much packed away in the car at that point anyway. So, creepy drawing, the doll, the knocking, everything leading us down to the cellar where we found...
Thanks to yours truly.
Another, even more secret cellar.
It's slightly less exciting a story than what we originally thought.
We told the owners about the incident and about finding the room behind the wall.
They already knew that there was a space there, but they never needed to get in. They got in touch with the film company, who actually brought in an expert to date the room and the markings.
It dated back to the mid-18th century, most likely farm outbuildings.
Pretty exciting in itself, but likely not a crazy murder cellar.
Yeah, but they said the movie might have more details. Tune in and find out and all that.
Before we finish up, do you want to say anything about the witch marks?
Yeah, so very quickly, witch marks or apotropaic marks are warding symbols and sigils made at key entrances and exits to houses and spaces, doorways, windows, chimneys and stuff. And they were often, like the ones of the brick, references to the Virgin Mary or the Christian God. Others seem to be Enochian or other languages, and it supposedly blocks access to or from a space from evil entities.
Very cool to have found some in situ. And yes, I do feel slightly bad about pulling out the brick. But had I not done that, they would have stayed hidden. So, pros and cons.
But what could that brick and those witch marks been keeping out?
Or keeping in.
I guess we'll have to keep our ears open for any knocking in the future. Not funny. Oh goodness, did we not,
Think to edit any of that out?
Apparently not. Well, Au Naturel was certainly a style choice.
We didn't even come close to any solid conclusions on the case. We left it completely open-ended.
Sense of mystery? Leaving wanting more? Well, we can do so now. I think it was haunted.
Of course you do.
And I suppose you don't?
Obviously not.
Okay, I admit the evidence is not as convincing as our New Forest cases, our Jenny Greenteeth encounter, or some of the stuff we're looking into for Season 2. But the knocks are pretty decent as far as evidence goes. And to be fair, the film, well, it never came out. The whole saga was plagued with accidents and illnesses and electric faults and lost film and insomnia and directors fleeing the set.
That could be any horror film production. They ran out of money and the actors jumped ship.
So they say.
Finding the cellar was a shock.
It was. And that arch, good spot on your part.
Thanks. I wish we thought to take some photos.
We wouldn't have been able to publish them anyway. It was part of our contract for our recording there.
Yes, but we could have analysed the witch marks, worked out what the symbols were supposedly keeping out or in.
After what we now know to be real, we might be better off not poking our heads in any further, and I'm the one saying that.
With what we suspect. You really didn't like that house, did you?
Or the doll. And you still have that bloody drawing up.
I do. Has its spot just above the kitchen table.
Okay, so, in conclusion, the evidence the house on Marshall Street is haunted is ephemeral at best.
Non-existent.
But there was an undeniable sense of dread around it. Several people died in horrific circumstances within its walls.
It was atmospheric and a tragic setting. Even I got the shivers.
So, regardless of any of our opinions on the haunting or not, it's important to remember that there are people affected by whatever did happen, and they deserve our respect and whatever peace they're able to find.
And thanks again to the owners of the house for letting some really inexperienced people wander around their home.
I'm just glad they moved out when they did before anything else happened.
As far as we're aware, no one's living there at the moment.
Actually, they've opened up the house full time to paranormal investigations.
Huh. Sounds like they've gone full tourist attraction mode. Fancy popping in and saying hi to our friend, the doll?
No. Hi there, I'm Finn.
And I'm Alex, and we're the creators of The Weird Side.
Thank you so much for listening to our mid-season episode where we delve into the very beginning of Aiden and Kitty's story.
Like Aiden and Kitty, we're still working on season 2, hopefully with fewer ghosts.
We don't have a concrete date for season 2 being released. We're a 2-person team with full-time day jobs, and unfortunately this is currently a passion project. No high-quality sock or mattress money just yet.
But don't worry, season 2 is in the works, and we promise to keep you updated with our progress as we go.
In the meantime, we're going to put out a couple more of these mid-season episodes and a Q&A in between now and the release of season 2. We really hope that you enjoy these little tangents.
Thank you all for engaging so much with our show. Every like, every recommendation, every single piece of art and comment brings us an inordinate amount of joy.
The reception you've given us so far is staggering, and we're so grateful.
If there's one thing that you can do to support the weird side, it's to keep engaging with the show. Share it with your friends, share it with your mum, leave us a review, and most importantly, keep listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In this episode of The Weird Side, Aiden Summers was played by Finn Cresswell, Katherine Moore by Alexandra M. Barrow, Zahra by Kate Wilmot, David by Sam Dixon, and news reporter by Freya Womersley. Additional sound effects by Zapsplat.com and Pixabay. The Weird Side was written, directed and produced by Finn Cresswell and Alexandra M. Barrow. Sound editing by Finn Cresswell. Dialogue editing by Finn Cresswell and Alexandra M. Barrow.